Hi, everybody. I am Barry LeBrock, joined by former Big League General Manager Jim Bowden. Jim, we're going to talk free agents here. I'm going to give you a guy's name. You tell me where you think he has the best fit and then where you think he's actually going to end up. And start with a guy who made a huge splash last year. Obviously not a great end to the playoffs, but Matt Holliday was solid for the Cardinals.
He was, and I think the San Francisco Giants, who finished 26 in baseball in runs scored and 29th out of 30 teams in home runs with only 122, they also have one of the best rotations in baseball. Their biggest need is an impact middle-of-the-order bat to go along with Pablo Sandoval, and that's where I think Matt Holliday fits the most. However, like the American League, Matt Holliday does not like the Bay Area. He did not enjoy his experience with the Oakland A's, and I still think at the end of the day, this guy's going to re-sign with the St. Louis Cardinals by Christmas Eve.
Yeah, a lot of these guys who come to the Cardinals find out what a great baseball city is. They end up saying, another great baseball city, Boston. Jason Bay comes on a trade in the middle of last year. He's been, the big bat that they need in the middle of that lineup. Now he's eligible to go anywhere he wants. What happens with Bay?
Well, Jason Bay has really taken to Fenway Park in the city of Boston. He's fit in well with Terry Francona's clubhouse, and he's really flourished offensively in that lineup. This is by far the best fit for Jason Bay. His below-average defense is somewhat hidden with the Boston Red Sox, and I think he'll end up signing in Beantown. The only question now is who's going to blink first. Will he get the 4 years that the Red Sox are offering, or will they finally give in and give him year 5? Only time will tell. But again, I think he also signs before the holidays.
Another guy on the move, or potentially Sean Figgins of the Angels. This guy, disastrous playoffs with the bat. Turned out to be a better defensive player than I ever thought he could be. His whole career, really, with the Angels, does he leave?
Well, I think he's going to end up staying, but it's interesting because the 4 best fits for Sean Figgins, ironically, has him playing 3 different positions. The Phillies have an opening at third base. He's clearly the best alternative for them there, but according to Ruben Amaro, he's too costly. He would solve center field and leadoff for both the Chicago teams. However, the White Sox and their owner, Jerry Reinsdorf, said they've already signed their free agents, and their trade of Jack Peavy and claim of Alex Rios will eliminate them. The Cubs don't seem to be making him a priority, which I'm not quite understanding. And even though the Dodgers could really use him at second base because that would allow Matt Kemp to drop down to the middle of the lineup where he belongs, I think he's going to return to the Angels, learning that he's not going to get the 5-year, $50 million deal that he's been chasing. And he'll have to take less, probably 4 years at $32 million. But I think he's going to return to the Angels only because the market, for whatever reason, is not going to meet his demands.
All right, how about Jermaine Dye, a guy who maybe has superstar potential? You don't think of him as such, but a guy who can do it all.
Superstar potential, or is he finished, Barry?
You tell me.
I'm not sure. He hit 179 with 7 homers and 26 RBIs after the All-Star game with a pathetic OPS of 590. He looked done. In fact, Kenny Williams thought he was done. That's why he didn't pick up the option. David Ortiz started the year with the Red Sox. He looked finished, but he came on strong, had a good second half for the Red Sox. The question is, will Jermaine Dye be able to come back next year? His free agent market has dropped faster than a skydiver, and he will have to settle for a Bobby Abreu-type deal from a year ago, which is probably 1 year, $3 to $5 million. But still, his best fit is going to be with the Texas Rangers, where he can play right field and DH and help develop their young hitters. His leadership is needed. I think he's going to sign with the Rangers. I think it's also their best fit.
All right, another guy who's kind of getting up there in age, Johnny Damon. You look at his stats compared to the rest of his career, not much of a drop-off here. He just turned 36. Where does he end up?
Well, he had a great year, 24 home runs, did well in the postseason for the Yankees, and they don't win the World Series without Johnny Damon. Yeah. Remember those 2 stolen bases?
I do.
That was the key for them, but let's talk about where he ends up. His best fit's going to be the Yankees. His agent, Scott Boras, wants to try to outprice him so he doesn't sign with the Yankees. He's asking for $13 million a year. He's asking for a 4-year contract. He's not going to get anywhere close to that from anybody. In fact, he doesn't have a lot of viable options right now. So at the end of the day, I think you're going to find that Johnny Damon will return to the Yankees, probably a 2-year deal around $18 million.
Defensive liability at this point, Johnny Damon?
Absolutely, and of course he still can't throw, never could, but he can't play center, as we all know.
Yeah.
You got to put him on the left. If the Yankees re-sign him, he's going to be DHing some, not just play left field.
All right, there he is, Jim Bowden. We thank him for the insights, and remember, FoxSports.com has you covered for all your baseball needs. For Jim, I'm Barry LeBrock. We'll see you next time.